Hey, how you guys are going to know tonight? I'm here live tonight. We're gonna talk a little bit about the free agency guys. Uh, you guys could join in on Sports Night with George. I'm here right in my background of my lovely house. Uh, there's a lot to talk to tonight. Looking at all the free agency, there was questions asked today about with the players that I got in my team, would they make a difference? Guys, we don't know that yet. You know, I know free agency is it's big out there. It's moving quicker than we expected. I mean, players are being moved every minute on the minute or on the hour. Uh, I gave you guys some breaking news yesterday. One mistake I made yesterday. Wilkins did sign with the Raiders. Sorry, not the Vikings. I made that mistake yesterday. Question was asked to me today about what do I think about Kirk Cousin, being the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. Guys, remember that he's coming out of an injury, an Achilles injury. That's going to be hard to do to come back. And another thing I was thinking that you're playing Atlanta, and that field is turf, so that's why people are suggesting to play in grass and instead of turf. Artificial turf and injuries that's happened. That's what happened to Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers last year. So but looking at all these picks, from Buffalo, from Atlanta, from the Dolphins, Dolphin made some good moves, some structured contract. They're actually doing a great transition with what they're doing for the defensive coach Weaver. I guess they're finding their players in place in positions. But going back to the question, I don't want to jump too far about the NFL and free agency. Once again, you don't know what you get until you see what you get in the field. You know, OTAs, preseason, draft picks, all that stuff that goes in. So we look at this and we ask ourselves questions. You know, well, how come? How come we see all these players and we think that my God, well, these players we're gonna win the Super Bowl or we're gonna make the playoffs. Well, we don't know that, guys, because we have to look at one thing. Okay, let's look at reality, guys, and I'm gonna focus on reality here for a second. Uh, there's injury across the board. Okay. Once again, I want to say you have a 53-man roster. Okay, you need to implement your 53-man roster so you could have a good team. You could fulfill the positions that you have available that maybe you couldn't fulfill in the draft or with trades or through free agency. We got to be realistic, guys. We got to be realistic. Like I say, I'm a very positive guy. The NFL is a physical game, uh, more than now than ever. People get injured, people get hurt. This is something that I try to tell everyone. We don't know until we actually hit the field. We don't know until what happens. I mean, we just don't know. The only thing I do know is that a transition from college to the NFL is not easy. You see all these draft picks, you see all these players, and we ask ourselves, wow, man, why is it that you draft a quarterback, a running back, a linebacker, a safety, any position in college football, and these guys don't have an opportunity to play? You know why? Because we only have a two preseason games. Then you have the veterans standing in the sidelines, waiting for their chance when the season starts. And then it's amazing how they get injuries just like that, just by standing in the sidelines, by doing nothing. Maybe say, well, maybe that sounds crazy, but no, it doesn't sound crazy, guys. This is what it is. I mean, it's reality. We're looking at reality right now. This is the NFL. It's a physical game. You know, uh, it's a 17 game season. Used to be a 16 game season. Preseason doesn't show much at all when it comes to this rookie. What I'm trying to say is that college players don't have an opportunity to show what they have. It's not enough time in just two preseason games. You know, how can we judge? And I'm not judging anybody. A player, they say, man, he's not a good quarterback. He's not a good running back. He's not a good linebacker. He's not a good player overall. I mean, this is a difficult league to play, guys. Very difficult. And I could tell you right now, I did my homework this afternoon, and I had people ask me these kind of questions. Do you think Kirk Cousins is going to be good in Atlanta? It remains to be seen. You know, we have to look a couple of things. Through his injuries. Okay, is Tua going to have the same year he had last year, leading the league in the NFL? We just don't know, guys. We just don't know. You know, you got to build a team with a great offensive line. You got to build a team with a good defensive line. And sometimes it's hard in the NFL to have both both position in play. You can't have you might have a good offense, but a bad defense. But you might have a good defense, but not a good offense. So it's hard to combine both combination together. So, but that's the NFL, guys. Let's be realistic. This is the NFL. When I started this podcast, I started my show by saying we need to be honest with ourselves. I know we're fans. We have fans and fanatics out there. I understand that, we want our teams to win, and we do. I mean, we want to wish the players the best. But let's look at reality, guys. I mean, and girls. I mean, the NFL is very physical, very hard to play. I look at these players that made transition this couple of days, which free agency is still going on. It starts March 13th supposedly, but this is tampering time, so players that get cut has the ability to sign with other players, and I use an example as Russell Wilson signs a 1-year contract with Pittsburgh. Of course, a source saying that he's not the starting quarterback, which that's okay. The guy's a Christian quarterback, a believer in God. Same thing as Rudolph. Same thing as Tua Tagovailoa. Not taking anything away from anybody, religion or beliefs. I'm not touching that topic, but they're blessed quarterbacks, and they're doing, well in the NFL. What did Russell Wilson had in Denver? Let's be honest, he had nothing in Denver. Okay, maybe now when he goes to Pittsburgh, I won't doubt that Pittsburgh will be a good team, and will be the playoffs this year. So, and it's a good thing for the rookie also, for Pickett. Pickett get more experience with Russell Wilson as in the helm, and you also got Rudolph, great quarterback too. So opportunities in the NFL, it's hard to get accustomed to, because opportunity only comes once in a lifetime. And when you have the chance and opportunity to play in the NFL, their goals, like our goals, is to take advantage of it. So if you take advantage of what you're doing in your position, and you're doing it well, you could come a long way. I look at these NFL teams that actually these 2 days pick good players up. Dolphins pick a couple of linebackers from Seattle, and the rumors start saying, "Oh my God, but one guy is not good. That one pick." How do we know that, guys? We just don't know that. Players study different films from different coaches. Coaches uses the players in different schemes. You don't see the same linebacker play all 3 downs. Why? Because they mix it. They look for coverages. They look for players that they could team up and say, hey man, he could cover this guy, this could cover this guy. They match the players to put them in position to win or a position to fail. Because if you don't have the people says, well, this guy's faster than the other one. Well, okay, I understand he's faster than the other one, but these players are put in position for a purpose. Okay, you cover the safety, you cover the running back, you cover the it's not only guys that it's the scheme that the coaches use on the National Football League. It's players that you put in position because that's what they play for, and that's their position. You don't want to take a player out of his position and put in another position that's not going to work out, and that's basically a failure. So my question was asked today about this. How come you got mobile quarterbacks dropping back as a pocket quarterback when they're not a pocket quarterback? You see, I find that as an issue. There is a solution now. There is a solution. Okay, what kind of scheme are you doing? What kind of scheme are you playing? What quarterback you're gonna put in that position? What? And it's all common sense, guys. Running back, they're in the backfield. You got running back, they got good hands, and they got catching the outside for any throw from a quarterback. But then you have running backs that really can't catch the ball. They're better runners than catchers. Okay, so you have to look in consideration that the National Football League, it is a tough league to play. Okay, and going back to the players that are drafted, that never give a chance and opportunity, but they're standing in the sideline looking and saying, man, when is my chance to play? You see, guys, that's why I believe in 53-man roster. I'll be preaching this every time I talk on my podcast. You have 53 men in your roster. Why are you not using those guys? Unless you don't have confidence on them, unless you don't believe in them. Okay? But they deserve an opportunity to play in the NFL. How do you know your quarterback is good if he's sitting on the sideline? How do you know if you're running back? And I'm talking from college going to pro. How do you know this? We don't know this guy, girls and guys. I mean, we just don't know it. We assume, man, he was the top, draft pick in college. I mean, that guy threw for 5,000 yards. I mean, the guy was a great quarterback, comes to the NFL and he can't even make it. We don't know that. Because you're supposed to give chance and opportunity. And these actually players, if they were given a chance, of course, once again, OTA, practice, you name it, everything they got to go through to become what they are. But this is a league. It's not easy for any college kid to come down here. Yes, they got goals. They got potential. They get physically built. They go to programs to help them out. I mean, we could go on and on and on. But once again, this is the NFL, And I think as a coach, as a defensive coach, offensive coach, we have to give these kids opportunity for them to play in this league. But to have them in the roster standing on the sideline, that's not going to help, guys. And maybe say, well, you're repeating yourself. Well, I am, because the reason why I'm repeating myself is, ask yourself this. Why do you have 53-man roster in your team in the NFL? When only you got 11 defensive players playing and 11 offensive players playing. And I know what you guys are gonna say out there. Yeah, but you got to, the backup quarterback if he gets injured. Okay, the backup running back if he gets injured. Okay, the backup wide receiver if he gets injured. Okay, so you need to get injured for me to prove to you that I could be that receiver in your team. You see what I'm getting? What I'm actually getting from guys and girls. Okay, you got to give the team a chance and opportunity, and you got to give also, the players an opportunity. You know, the fans come out there to see the players, right? How to they perform in OTAs. That's what fan does. We go out there, man. We got this running back from the draft or this quarterback from the draft. I heard he got a good arm and all that, but you know, we might see him in minicamp. We might see him play a couple of snap in the preseason, but that is it. Sitting on the sideline or standing on the sideline and looking at when's my opportunity. Flo, when he coached the Dolphins, I really tipped my hat off to Fitzpatrick because Fitzpatrick went to, I imagine, to Flo and told Flo, man, it's time for Tua Tagovailoa time. There's a picture, a video they showed Tua sitting in the middle of the field when the first time he snapped the ball, and Fitzpatrick says, this is it. Let's give the kid a chance. Now, I know that Flo didn't like him. I know that Mike Greer, and that's another story. They went back and forth, So sometimes you got to ask yourself, give the guy an opportunity. Give a guy a chance, And they did. They gave him a chance. So there he is, led the league in passing. Yeah, I know everybody's going to say, yeah, but he couldn't win the playoff. Guys, he's only 0-1 in the playoffs. That's all he is. 0-1, okay? Look at Lamar Jackson. Had a great season. MVP season. Did he win to the Super Bowl? I mean, it's things that you really had to ask yourself, And like I say, I'm not judging anybody because I'm not going to judge these players because they come home and they got a family at home and they got to deal with it, and they got a business to do. They get paid to play 60 minutes of football. And we as fans, we enjoy the entertainment, and that's our day. Yes, I know we want our teams to win, but unfortunately, let's be honest, guys, and let's be realistic about it. This is the National Football League. And this is like I said, this is a man league, not a boys league, a man league. I mean, the physical of the player, how big they're getting, how physical they're getting, Think about it, guys. So, I mean, sometimes I ask myself, why, what's wrong, what's wrong with this, with the NFL not giving opportunity to the people, to the players, I'm sorry, not people, the players. Sorry about that. Give them a chance. Give an opportunity. Like I say, this is the National Football League. You give these kids a chance to play football. So, but anyhow, I'm open here for any comments. Any concerns you guys have about your team, about all these draft picks that happen. I mean, not draft picks. Sorry, all these free agency draft picks not here yet, but draft is not here. But I look at this and Texans signed tight end Daniel Hunter for 2 year, $49 million contract. Look at the Texans with Stroud. Stroud went ahead and took the team and drove them down, and they had a great season. And another Christian quarterback. Now I know a lot of people don't say, well, what Christian has to do with it? Well, if you're a believer in Jesus, trust me, you got a better luck than not being a believer. But that's my opinion. So, And then another one that came out today that the Dolphins are signing former Bill safety Jordan Poyer for Adam Scheffner. He's staying in the AFC. I mean, Buffalo. Look at Buffalo. Buffalo has lost a lot. Buffalo has lost a lot of players. So did Miami. 29 players in free agency. We sign what we have. I mean, and like I said, it's just news after news and things that like I tell you, these NFL teams are getting their players in place so they could win a championship. See, I don't know what's happening also to Justin Fields. I mean, what's happening to him? I mean, he had a great season until he got injured at the end. I mean, he started kind of slow and then he picked it up, guys. I mean, and girls. I mean, he's amazing. He's amazing, quarterback. Give a guy a chance and opportunity. Here's another thing I get now. Well, I don't like Alabama quarterbacks. Alabama quarterbacks don't make it in the NFL. Well, that's not true. Because Tua made it. So, I'm a positive guy. I'm not going to bring any negativity. And now we have Derrick Henry signed with the Baltimore Ravens. That's going to be very interesting. I mean, that's another field that's going to be very good in the backfield. I think it was 2 years, $60 million, something like that. So it's a good thing, It's a good thing. And the Eagles are. I mean, they're doing pretty well. Also on the free agency. So but like I said, anything can happen, guys. Anything can happen. But if you have any comments, anything you have to want to say, I mean, I'm open here, guys, to answer any comments you have. If you have a lot of football fans, I know there's a lot of football fans out there. Give me your opinion. What do you think about your team? How well your team did in the draft? I mean, not in the draft. Here we go again. I'm thinking about the draft early. I'm talking about the free agency. What do you think that you see that's going to help your team? To probably make it to the next level. And like I said, everybody goes going to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, like I said, guys and girls, we gotta stay positive and look at what the word I'm gonna use. Let me use the correct word here. We have to look at the realism. Be real of what we see. When Young went to the to the Panthers, the Carolina Panthers. My gosh, man, the guy had no offensive line, no weapon to throw to. And by the way, they just picked up a good Deontay Johnson from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bryce Young got his number one receiver. See what I'm saying? That's going to help Bryce Young. That just came out. So, I mean, let's be real, guys. I mean, this is something that we struggle as fans, and I'm not going to say fanatics as fans, because we actually expecting, that when we built these team, built our teams or built your team, we all want to go to the Super Bowl. Trust me, that's everybody goal every year, to go to the Super Bowl. So, you gotta, or we got to take a step back and just, look at this free agency market. Okay, let me tell you something too that I noticed, and I should have talked about too at the beginning. You saw how quick these owners or GMs paying this player crazy. I mean, I'm not saying that Christian Wilkins wasn't worth $110 million, but look what you're doing. You're spending all this money. Van Ginkel leaving, and Hunt got money also for Carolina Panthers. I look at all this. down the road, that's going to hurt your team. Because you're signing a player that, let's be honest, he hasn't played in your team yet. I'm not saying they don't deserve the contract. Yeah, I miss Wilkins. You know, he left the Dolphins. Unfortunately, that's going to happen. And once again, I said it on my last thing. When they signed Sealer, the defensive tackle, which I think it was wrong by Mike Greer by doing that, but it happens. I mean, you can have 2 stars in your football team. So, but I look at all this money just coming out like that from all these GMs. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna affect them at the long run. At the moment they hit next year, a couple of years, and because remember the actual cap every year goes up. Okay, so yes, I know there's restructuring contract. It's all that happens, but down the long run, that would affect the team. And sometimes, let's be honest, guys and girls, you gotta look at reality. And it's that, we all have a budget, and sometimes I'm not saying 1 or 2 players good in your team will help, but we all have a budget, and we work with the budget you have. So, but like I say, down the road, some of these teams are gonna get hurt. Look what happened to the Dolphins. I knew it was coming. Mike Greer lost 29 players out of his 53-man roster. Why? Because I guarantee you, Miami thought that, hey, man, we play these players, we're going to the Super Bowl. Well, that's not what happened. It sounds good when I say that, but that's not true. There's a lot of stuff in the NFL you got to look at, guys. Injuries, players that are selfish, all that you got to look at because it's very important. You need a players that play with your team. That you guys are on the same page, and that's the whole 53-man roster. We are here to win it all, and that's the mindset of all these players. But if you only have one that doesn't have it, it's like you have a cancer in your team. And that happens. That's natural in the NFL, or actually in any sports. You got the guy that says, "I'll make the million as long as I give him 150 tackles a year. I give him my 10 sacks, my 2 interceptions. That's all I need." And that's one thing that I looked at a lot too. And people don't understand that. But that's part of the that's actually part of the contract and the NFL. I want to be better than you, so But guys, if you have any comments, or girls, any comments in the program, and you want to join in, that's fine. I mean, I could get your comments here. Like I say, we gotta be realistic of what we're seeing out there in the NFL. Not taking back for granted these players. Work hard. They got families. When they move from a team to a team, the traveling thing is also an issue. Imagine living in South Florida for 10, 15 years, and then you're leaving. You're going to Oakland, the other side of the road, or you're going to Los Angeles. It's tough, guys. Moving your family around. Tyreek Hill moving down from Kansas City down here. Playing all these years with Kansas City. I mean, it brings a toll to a player too. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. So, if you have any comments, guys, anything you want to say about your team or anything, I'm open here. So, like I say, I tell everybody that, take everything one day at a time. That's all we could do in life, one thing at a time. Don't let anything bother you, anything, get on your mind. You only could take it day by day, and that's what the players should be doing in the NFL, taking it day by day. Take care of their family, take care of their, their teammates. So it's a lot of thing in play. There's a lot of thing going on in this world right now that we have to look at it and thank God that we're still here, you know, and we're I would say we're healthy, you know. Uh, be proud that you woke up this morning. Like I always say, I always thank God for that. Unfortunately, sometimes we have good days and bad days. But if you remain positive, that's a good thing. You know, that's what I tell everybody: stay positive. Don't give up. At the end of the day, don't give up. I got people that's pursuing for their dreams. So imagine, pursue your dreams. You know, sometimes we got to do what we got to do. I know sometimes we don't do it, but that's part of life. But yeah, guys, go ahead if you got anything to say. Anything, like I say, I'm available. I've been here for 43 minutes already. So far, nobody has joined the chat or has any questions. I'll be free to, answer your question, guys. You know, like I say, I'm gonna do this weekdays now. Uh, on Friday, I will have a whole wrap up. I'll wrap anything up, during the week what we discuss. I know free agency is still going on, so we gotta stay positive. Like I said, once again, for your team, for things that that we're seeing out there that's gonna help you, help you yourself, your family to be in the same page, to be in the same field by you're working together as a team. So you know, but like I said, guys, anything you want to say in the chat, you go ahead. Anything could happen. Like I said, anything could happen. Anything could, especially in the NFL. In baseball, man, if you're a baseball fan, an Oriole fan, my gosh, that team is amazing, guys. Uh, I can't wait to actually football starts. So hopefully, I mean not football, sorry, baseball. Baseball go full swing. A lot of good team. I'm following the Orioles and the Braves. Braves got a good lineup. I think Brave has an issue with their pitching staff, but I mean, when it comes to relief pitcher, the Orioles. I mean, I see these young kids. Holidays having a good spring. A guy named I think it's say Stewart or Stoward. I forgot what his name is. He's having a good spring too. So, like I say, baseball, football, NBA, NHL, all this is good, guys. So, well, guys, I don't have much to say. Besides, keep it up. Stay focused. That's what we need to do. Stay focused. Uh, it's just another day. That's all it is. Another day. So, if anybody wants to join in, man, go ahead and join in. I have no problem. Go ahead and have any questions, anything, any comments. Don't be afraid to have any comments. Trying to look at here, see if there's no other trades or any. One thing I did saw, I don't know if it did happen. The quarterback for the New England Patriots went to Jacksonville. I don't know if that official or not. I did heard that rumor. That's another thing I'm gonna say again. They don't give a guys an opportunity. They don't give them a chance. And maybe that works out. Who knows? You know. I saw Drew Lock. Drew Lock would agreed in terms with the New York Giants. So that's a good, that's a good thing too. So, well, the good thing I saw the Patriots re-signed linebacker Christian Ellis and then quarterback Nathan Rourke and an offensive line Tyrone Wheatley Jr. So that's good. Re-signed with their teams. That's awesome. So Jordan Porter did agree a 1-year deal with the Dolphins. Like I say, Miami is building good faces. Xavier McKinney, a Green Bay Packer, Frankie Lulu, a Washington let me say Washington Commanders. You know, uh, Shaquille Barrett went to the Dolphins. Christian Wilkins with the Raiders. Leonard Floyd, San Francisco. Denico Autry to the Texans. Uh, Patrick Queen, that's a good pick for the Steelers. So, like I say, new faces in new places. So, all right, guys, give it 10 more minutes, and that's all I got for you. Like I say, if I get more updates, I'll let you guys know tomorrow. Like I said, I was just want to talk a little bit about you know about reality in sports, about football. It's like I say, it's giving these players a chance to play in this league, giving these rookies and kids from college, which I know it's not easy, but giving the opportunity for them to play and that will help them develop and become a good superstar someday down the road in the NFL. Sometimes we don't give any kind of chances to anybody because that's the NFL. And it's hard when, like I say, when you only play a couple of games of preseason and you don't have too much to show for it. Well, guys and girls, thank you so much for joining me. That's all I have for you guys. I appreciate, you know, you guys are watching this video. You guys have a blessed day, a blessed night. Enjoy your family. That's the most important thing in the world. You know, have all the time you have with your family. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later on. Thank you so much.